mystics, oracles, psychics, sages, and seers, but not everybody believed in those mystics and past lives, and that there can be life after death. So, Tommy, you want to talk about, because we are spiritualists, we can have seances, and whether you believe them or not, some people, there's people that will take your money out there and have people, doing stupid stuff, and, well, my husband and I had seances, but we believed in life after death. And he saw spirits that he had with the Army come visit him. But not everybody does. Now, we are getting to a more paranormal realm in television that my daughter covered and Tommy covered, and then they asked me to help with haunted houses and paranormal. But, Tommy, are we going to have, at our annual event? Now, I will ask, Tommy, I'm trying to get you to get with Ken and us having October 31st, Halloween, our annual gathering, and I would like to have a spiritual seance type of thing. I don't know if people want to dress up or not, but just an annual gathering. If we could just meet each other, soul, and share.
I've been working with.
Go ahead.
I've been working with all that since I was 14 years old. I was doing Ghostbusting when I was 16 years old. I went to New York City to the Jumel Mansion, which was the most haunted house in the East Coast. Madame Jumel died there. Samuel Jamel, Aaron Burr died there. Army people died there. It was one of the most haunted houses. And I was doing Ghostbusting there. I met with most of them. But I was dealing with that. Plus, I was dealing with the top psychic in the United States at that time. She was my best friend. And I became a witch. I used the word witch. We were doing things that nobody could do. We were getting involved with stories nobody wanted to hear, including the Rolling Stones. When one of the Stones was killed, they didn't want to hear it. We said 2 people killed him. He was drowned in his pool. And I proved every single word she said, no matter what it was, because she was channeling a Viking from the Viking times who was 14, who would travel with me all the time. And she would tell me exactly what happened. As when we got back, he said, and then she returned into him and started talking. So I proved her, but that was the same time J.J. Knight came out. I don't know. There was another psychic who we actually brought to our house who claimed he channeled Jesus. He was the first big known psychic. I can't even think of his name. Don Lepore. And he was traveling the world saying he channels Jesus and all that. We brought him to the house, and I called him a fake at 16 years old. I said, you do mass hypnosis on people, and they believe it. I said, I'm a realist. Because everybody at that table saw my third eye open. I was staring into the glass, and he even saw it. He goes, I want you to come to New York City Psychic Center and work with me. So I met the biggest people in that name. Houdini was my idol, because he was searching out psychics for 10 years before he died. Couldn't find one that could prove one thing. I mean, in 10 years, you think that we developed that much and we're that much more spiritual and more aware. I look for truth, but I know the abilities exist. I'm not saying they don't.
Well, let's talk about Thursday is October 31st in 2019, and we're going to run out of time here for our Allied Command and our souls and soul memories of humanity. But our ACO Club Metaphysicians, regardless of whether they believe or not, we can still get together on Halloween and talk about it. Now, Ken and I are talking about doing the Allied Command Organization and the ACO Association for Ascension Center, bringing in the UFO Association, talking about bringing in those that believe in your soul, or life after death, or extraterrestrials, or ascension, raising your consciousness and raising your soul. In 2019 is Thursday, October 31st. Now, Ken's already in Albuquerque, and we're asking him to meet with Gloria Hawker, who has a senior group. We're seniors, but we could plan it, and Janet says everybody could come if they can get themselves there, but we don't know if we can have Ken pull it off. But Ken's willing to be the president of ACO and our fleet commander for Allied Command starting October 31st, 2019. Now, in 2020, October 31st is on a Saturday. So I was suggesting we wait, but we may have to have one this year. Janet had it on Wednesday, 2018. But we've got 2019, 2020 is a Saturday, and 2021 is Sunday. And so that's, if we always meet and have October 31st as our first meeting that night, maybe have a little costume party, stay over for Friday and Saturday. But Ken's got to find a location, and we're trying to get 60 people minimum by invitation only of people that are already like us. They've already taught, they've already written books, they're already speakers, and it's going to be by invitation only. But if we can't fill it with enough people that can get themselves there to Albuquerque, we're going to have to open it up to the public for a public party somewhere with 60 to 75 of us. So everybody be thinking about it. Let Ken know, Allied Command Organization, he's going to be our fleet commander. And it's also for our groups having officers. We have ACO Association, Ascension Center Organization, that includes Janet, Kira Lessin. We have ACE Folk Life, which includes me, Tommy, a lot of people that do books and writing folklore, and people like the Smithsonian and people in D.C., and we have Authors Book Club, and we have a lot of bloggers and storytellers, and we have some of the book publishers that come in, and we've worked with Bill M. Tracer in Memphis, Tennessee at the Hilton Hawaiian Village because it's not the Hilton Hawaiian Village, that's Janet in Oahu where I used to teach. So we've had Ascension Psychic Awakening classes, which I'm willing to teach again, and certify my tarot deck people, those that want to share in tarot, or those that want to do seances, or table tapping as we call it. But we've got all kind of lessons. But Ken, we'll have to see how you're doing after you speak in April, the 26th at the Living Expo, but we need to get you some ACO and Allied Command cards together so people can get back in contact with you or this radio show. So
that sounds like a plan.
You know what I'm saying? Well,
yes, I do.
Tommy is in
fact,
the Big Island. Go ahead.
So if he's going to go anywhere, he has to get off the island almost, or bring everybody to the island. Here's something I'm going to share everybody with because I've been using it now for a few years and people are grabbing a hold of it, and that sounds like a plan. SLAP, slap. So I'm going to try to slap this thing together, and we'll have a heck of a good program. We're looking for at least 60 to start with, but I know for a fact that we're going to have a very large coming to this event that we're setting up. Sound like a plan?
Well, yeah, if it concludes UFO Association and Ascension Center, because
yes.
That's what Living Expo is doing. They're covering Ascension, which includes soul, spirit, your soul memories, your past lives, your soul purpose, and also UFOs and NASA and things about extraterrestrials and UFOs, which we have our UFO Association, and so maybe even some of the MUFON people would like to come from the various mutual UFO network groups around Albuquerque. But putting it together is going to be our agents, consultants, and organizers, and my company is American Communications Online, and I have a whole bunch of websites and blogs for my journalists, and if anybody wants to write about their stories, let me know or send it to tjmarsagency@gmail.com. I have TJ Mars Agency for my authors, and it used to be all my musicians with TJ Mars Media, and I haven't had time to work with a lot of musicians, although I've had the guy that wrote Wipeout, Fankhauser, on here recently, Merle Fankhauser, and he's letting us use his music. And then we've got Dr. Rick Allen Miller, wonderful metaphysician that taught at many universities, and he was in the Pentagon. And then we just had Dr. Louis Turi, and he does astrology in his own way, but he's going to be going on the ship in October. So I wonder if they'll be back from that ship. If hopefully they'll be back. But Ken, you're going to hopefully be the fleet commander and try to get all these associations and bloggers and agents and consultants together. Maybe even Andy can come over. We don't know. Everybody will have to pay their own way to get certified as metaphysicians. But we will give you a 3-year certification to work with us in the ACO Club, Allied Command Organization, Ascension Center Organization, UFO Association, depending on. It'll be, what would it be? 4 days is 400, Ken? Is that what he said?
Well,
or did you get to
probably
talk to Dr.?
To make it work, we're basically going to have to do it on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and a Monday. And it'd be nice if we could hit it on holiday period where most people would have off from work. And if we can do that, I think we'll be able to have more than just the 60 minimum that we need.
Okay, well, the seniors, if we can get off Halloween on Thursday, you'd have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, wouldn't you, for that? If we could all meet Halloween, maybe? Just have a big party
great.
And just have a meet and greet Halloween.
Yeah, I could wear my costume.
Because we're all retired. Me and Tommy and you are retired. But Tommy is a good organizer, and he knows a lot of people. But if they know it's for us who call themselves metaphysicians that believe in ascension and UFOs, or vice versa, because we'll be starting our own club. Go ahead.
No, I intend to talk with Tommy as well as other people that have had some of these experiences of putting together the programs, as well as Janet and Karen and you name it, so that we don't have to waste time in learning how to put it together. I've been involved with a few of these organizations, but this is going to be our own, and we want to be sure we give it the best hit that we can, because we are not running out of time, but we are getting into the most important times of existence on this planet in the period of time that we're in. So we've got a short period of time. I intend to push it as fast as we can, and we'll make it happen. Sound like a plan? SLAP. Don't tell me I lost you.
Hello. Yeah, my computer was shut down for a couple of seconds. I don't know why. I didn't hear a thing.
Yeah, and I don't hear TJ. She's gone too. Oh, that's odd.
And they used to do that to us a lot.
Oh yeah, trust me. I've been shut down on several conferences and speeches and places and stuff where we get into touchy subjects, and then all of a sudden they shut us down. So that's because they don't want the truth out there. That's what we are, we're ministers of truth.
Right. I used to lecture with Sergeant 18 for global sciences. Every year somebody was killed before they got there.
That's no good. Remind me, I don't want to go to one of those.
Well, he died, so they stopped doing it. But we had the person, he had the antidote for anthrax, and they arrested him at the airport, and they wouldn't let him leave, and they said he was going to bring anthrax to a place, but he had the antidote for it. He was trying to get it analyzed to see what it really was. But many other people on their way there were killed before they got there. I mean, we dealt with some really big names. I mean, Dolores Cannon, all those kind of people coming. It was a book called Saved by the Light. Danny Brinkley, did you ever hear of him?
I've heard of it, but I have not read it, that's for sure. But I have heard about that.
Well, I met him, and I might be bringing him on my show. He's an incredible person. I've been dealing with lots of different people, and he works for the vets and stuff like that, and he does more for them than anybody else in the United States. He sets up centers, and he does so many things, but he also claimed he killed 40 people for the government.
Okay.
TJ's husband said he killed 144 people for the government.
Oh, so it's one-upmanship. One's going to say one, somebody else is going to have to go higher than that, and neither one of them can prove anything, or they wouldn't be here. Really set up talk. Yeah, but
the truth is, and a native saying is, talk is talk until it adds up to something. A great elder said that a long time ago, because all they ever got was talk from the white man. They never got anything that added up to anything solvable. But I dealt with a lot of native elders and medicine people across the United States, because I danced all over the United States. But sadly, I listened to their stories, the ones that talk about Bigfoot, the ones that talk about the star beings. Sadly, they never got any help. They claim that the Sasquatch people helped them and the star beings helped them. I said, if you go from 50 million people down to less than 1 million, there's not much help there. So I challenge a lot of the elders. I was with Thomas Becker right before he died. He was the oldest Hopi elder, and he carried the Hopi prophecy. So I got to be with the coolest people that I thought. I was invited to the only holy ground in the United States of the native people that the government cannot go on. I didn't go. because I was going through a divorce and everything at the time. She said, "Oh, you'll come back eventually." But she was a medicine woman. Her grandma